A month we probably take in about 300 animals, about 120 of them dogs, 180 cats, probably, depending on the month, 5 to 10 rabbits. Occasionally we'll get reptiles, those kind of things. Since the economy's gotten worse, we're getting a lot more animals.
The Humane Society, we are a nonprofit organization, so we don't receive any funds from the government, while the animal shelter is a county-ran facility, so they do receive funds from the government.
So when you look at a shelter environment, there are constant noises that dogs hear, other dogs barking, and other dogs in distress. Like, you can actually hear somebody screaming, and then you can really sense that somebody's in trouble. So when dogs are actually howling or barking in distress, all the other dogs hear it. That makes the rest of them very stressed out. If you're constantly hearing it, all the more so. And as much as we try to make their little confinement comfortable, it's still a confinement, and it's concrete. There's no couch in there, there's no bed. And for dogs that are very social, being ignored is stressful.
I'm the veterinary technician here. I manage most of the animal care staff, and I oversee the general health of the animals here on a daily basis. We do surgery probably twice a week. I would say normally we do anywhere between 20 and 40 surgeries a day. We had another cat named Captain that came in. We thought at the time that an animal got to him. Actually, he was shot with a .22. One of his entire paws was completely shot off. So we reconstructed it as best we could. He kept 2 fingers, and everything else was sewed back up. This is a fragment of the bullet that was actually lodged in his other leg. So it shot right through his front paw into his other leg. We drained the wound out of that leg and healed up his paw, and now he's walking around on all 4s, and he actually got adopted with Sam, the little rubber band kitty. So it was nice to have those 2 get adopted together.
I have dealt with a gentleman that had 65 cats that he brought in to us, and we had an adoption rate out of his cats of about 95% of his cats got adopted. Worst story we ever heard is a cat didn't match her couch, so she brought it into us because she didn't want it because she got a new couch. So, and then there's Hadley, who got sprayed with lighter fluid and lit on fire. The puppy mill dogs, we got a bunch of dogs from the puppy mill that have never been on a floor or anything.
We close on Sunday, but 6 days a week. All our dogs have to go through that. So that's why we have very many volunteers that come in, walk the dogs. We do programs like Reading with Fido. We have puppy petters. We do shelter dog obedience, so they get out and learn some manners. And we do our best to minimize that stress, but stress will really affect their behaviors. They become more sensitive, and then they become less tolerant. When you think of yourselves as being stressed, you get a little testy too, or you get overly sensitive. So same kind of things happen with dogs.
My job title is a volunteer and events coordinator, so that means I manage all the volunteers that we have here at HSWM, but I also, we're in development, so I'm also planning events, different adoption events and different fundraising events too, to help gain awareness of the Humane Society.
Connection is a pet food bank for low-income families. We collect donations from throughout the community, and then we distribute them to qualifying candidates. My job, mostly I take in the applications, I look them over, make sure everything's okay before I approve them, make phone calls to get any missing information, and then on the day of distribution, which happens, like I said, every other month, I'm up front making sure there are no problems, get people registered, and file them on through into the actual distribution of food.
In order to adopt an animal, first we ask you to come into the Humane Society and fill out an application. After the application, you'll go through with one of our adoption counselors, who are typically volunteers. You'll go through a small educational session where you just learn about the animals and the proper taking care of it, and it's a little bit more information, so we can get to know a little bit more about you, and you can get a little bit know a little bit more about us.
What I do is very interesting, well, to me personally, and you learn a lot by actually working with cats and dogs, and there are a lot that we don't know about cats' behaviors and dog behaviors still, and there's a lot that we don't know about aggression too. People sort of sometimes oversimplify, sometimes anthropomorphize, but there's still a lot that we don't know, and it's really fascinating to me to learn why they do what they do and what it means when they do something.
I do my job because I've been in love with animals. I have a passion for animals my entire life. So this job, it allows me to work with the animals, but also work with people at the same time and get the best out of both worlds, working with animals and people.
Oh, I get great satisfaction. Working 12-hour days isn't very much fun, but when you love what you do, it gives you a reason to come to work. So,
I love my job.
The Humane Society saves thousands of animals all over the United States. The Humane Society is home to many animals, whether it's dogs, cats, bunnies, birds, and even chinchillas. The Humane Society is full of loving animals that always need a new home. If you are looking to get involved with the Humane Society, please call 616-453-8900 or go to www.hswestmi.org.